everybody. There was no Ask Cristen last week, but listen, I'm not apologizing for that because Delta should apologize for that. You know what happens when you fly to California and it snows and ice is on the East Coast and then Delta decides to cancel your flight? You can't get home to shoot Ask Cristen. Last we left off in the show, I was asking the question of whether or not there is a male body image crisis going on. I just want to say thank you to a lot of you guys who were so open and honest and vulnerable in your responses. A couple of those comments that jumped out at me were from Indigo the Cat. I found that height is also an important factor for men's body image. I've had a shorter male friends who've been regularly made fun of for being short, both by men and women. For a follow-up on that issue of men's height, I did a video, I think a week ago now, called Short Men versus Tall Women. Kim Pham also had a non-Western perspective. I find that in most Asian cultures, being muscular is not considered in mainstream media to be beautiful, and of course there are celebrities slash models that fit that body type, but not as commonly as you see in the West. That would be interesting to see a map of the idealized male and female body types and just to see how that varies around the world. Also, I really liked Hannah Shoshana's suggestion. I just want all people to stop getting objectified. Why don't we humanize, humanify, humanate, just show people as people rather than set dressing. And I'm gonna continue talking about body image on this week's Ask Cristen. Maria Lisa Sue brought up an excellent topic that I want to discuss. Cristen. Oh, hello. Of course, there's plenty of fat shaming in today's society, but there's also a lot of hate towards really natural and healthy thin women. This is something that I myself have gone through since childhood and my friends have gone through. I recognize that this isn't as bad for thinner people, just something that should be addressed. There shouldn't be one single standard for a body type. The first question that I wanted to tackle from this is whether or not skinny shaming or thin shaming really exists. I took actually to Twitter to find out what other folks thought about this, at Mom Stuff Podcast if you're curious. A lot of women were saying, yes, I am naturally thin and I am so tired of people telling me that I need to go and eat a sandwich. All of the negative social judgments and comments that are being targeted usually towards women circle back to issues of control, willpower, power in general, caring for one's appearance. If you're on the larger end of that spectrum, you're told, oh, you don't have enough control or exert enough willpower or care enough about your appearance. If you are on the thinner side of that spectrum, people say, oh, you care too much and you exert too much willpower. Does anyone else see the catch-22? The important part in talking about fat shaming and thin shaming in the same conversation is to not pit the two against the other. That's the kind of stuff that we need to stop. And you know what else we need to stop? Posting and reblogging and retweeting those memes about real women having curves. Embrace your body, but don't say that real women look like X, Y, and Z. Guess what real women don't have no curves by virtue of her bone structure and genetics? Me. I have to quote the incredible essay by Hannah Blank called Real Women. Real women do not look like just one thing. Real women have curves and not. They are tall and not. They are brown skinned and olive skinned and not. They have small breasts and big ones and no breasts whatsoever. You get the point. So what does all this mean? Well, I hope that this means that me and you and everyone we know can collectively make an effort to stop our value judgments based on body sizes, but also stop saying the things like real women or real men look like X, Y, and Z, and start paying attention to what we need to do to ourselves. If there's one thing that I've learned in my adulthood, it's that I have power over one person in this world. And you're looking at her mug. If I see in particular a woman coming my way who has amazing hair, what I consider to be an amazing body, amazing clothes, I look at her and say, I don't like you, without even talking to her. It has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with me, my relationship to how I feel about myself, how I feel about my worth and my confidence, how comfortable or not comfortable I am in my own skin. Have I said enough? Because now I want to drop my mic. Ow. People who have been the targets of thin shaming or fat shaming, what do you think? Is there a way to stop this? Ladies, I'm not just talking to you, guys. I want to hear from you as well in the comments below. And as always, ask me your questions for next week.